that deserves an applause. We just. Thank you, Angela, and good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
You notice that I had to jig, I couldn't help myself. It's a wonderful, wonderful day. Mm-hmm. So, welcome to everyone in the sanctuary, and welcome to those on the, help me, World Wide Web. What a wonderful day. Sun shining, not so much breeze, but it's not as hot as yesterday. Let us give thanks. We had a little rain yesterday, and it is just beautiful. As we look out, we just see all the wonderful tropical flowers and trees, and we're lucky to live in a world like this, on an island like this. Giving thanks, giving thanks. So let us continue by you joining me in the opening affirmative prayer. Yes. Truly, we give thanks for the joy which we know as the infinite. And to give thanks that infinite is ever streaming into expression through its creation. We give thanks that each one of us is uniquely sculpted out of that infinite reality which we choose to call God. We give thanks that this church, this teaching, this morning's service is an expression of that infinite. And it comes through with pure joy as everything unfolds easily, effortlessly, peacefully, joyfully, lovingly, and with great fulfillment. Every word that is spoken, every note that is sung, the very feelings that is evoked is the power and presence of God made manifest. We know a special word for our speaker this morning, that she continues the divine Dharma, that work which allows her to spread truth, to spread the consciousness of Godness wherever she goes, wherever her thoughts go. This morning, she delivers encouragement that is so uplifting, that is so fulfilling, that is so inspiring, that we all go home transformed in some special way, taking with us the message, but also the elevated consciousness. So we give thanks. As I release my words to the law of mind, I know that it is so, and so it is. So it is. Our chat is to be found on page 2, and you all know it, so join me. Just enjoy a few moments in the silence. Take with us. I am the joy of God made manifest. I am the joy of God made manifest. I am. And so it is.
So it is.
And I have a beautiful inspirational reading from you, for you, from you too, because there is only one. It is from Richer Living, and I hope each one of us has a copy of that. So let me share first with you the epigraph. I am aware that God recognizes me as the divine person he intended me to be, and accept my inheritance of wholeness today. And from Isaiah chapter 30, verse 29, ye shall have a song as in the night, and gladness of heart as when one goeth with a piper into the mountain of the Lord. One goeth with a pipe into the mountain of the Lord. And here we go. I am one with the infinite and perfect Spirit, the giver of all good and perfect gifts. I open my mind and my heart, and indeed my whole body, to the inflow of this divine presence. I know that this living presence is in every cell of my body and every function of my being. I now accept the divine presence as the health of my body, here and now. I accept it as that which looses from me all that is unlike the perfect expression of life. There is no doubt or fear in my mind that rejects in any way all that God is right here and right now. Remember, I am aware that God recognizes me as a divine person he intended me to be, and I accept my inheritance of wholeness today. Okay, I'm tempted to ask you to affirm with me. I start. I am aware that God recognizes me as a divine person he intended me to be. I am aware that God recognizes me as a divine person he intended me to be. And I accept my inheritance of wholeness today. And I accept my inheritance of wholeness today. Wow, isn't it beautiful? It is, it is. So we continue with the lighting of the candle. Where are kids? Where are, not kids, sorry, young people. Any young people around? Sure. Oh, yes, we have young people, but I meant the younger ones. Nobody? So guess what? Yeah? Not even one? Wow. Yeah, man. Come. Yeah, come and light up the place with your usefulness, yeah?
I light this candle on behalf of all the youth of the world. Let us behold the Christ in them.
And so it is. Your Lord. And God bless it. Love it. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to bless the children now, and it's on page 2. We love you.
We love you.
We appreciate you. We salute the Christ in you. And see as shining lights onto your world. God is blessing you now, and so it is. Thank you for being, thank you for your presence, and thank you for that beautiful up-and-coming bass voice in a little while. Soon be there. Okay. All righty. So where do we go from here now? All right. Oh, yeah, man.
temple song.
We need that voice. We need that voice. Okay.
Okay,
Come
together.
on. Remember that it's the rhythm. It's from our beloved maestro, right? And the rhythm is from our practice team. Our maestro, Noel Dexter, and the rhythm is from.
Noel Dexter.
Noel.
From
Okay.
Stevie.
Steve.
Okay.
Temple of light, the temple of light, the temple of light. We are a people with a vision, one spirit on a mission. To touch, to heal, to bless, to prosper, to love and liberate anyone who comes into contact with us, anytime, night or day. The temple of light, the temple of light, the temple of light. We are a people with a vision, one spirit on a mission. To touch, to heal, to bless, to prosper, to love and liberate anyone who comes into contact with us, anytime, night or day. Yes. Gift of Reverend John, you know the A, right? Okay, thanks for that. You really did yourself credit. All right, so now we're going to stand for the prayer of our center, and it is found on one of the flyers, and if you're on the World Wide Web, it will come up for you to see. I think we should stand for it and say it with gusto. Oh, we have. Oh, sorry. When you're standing, so you can do it.
Affirmation of divine
Affirmation
love.
of divine love.
And our
And
praise song.
It's where is it?
Top of page 3.
Okay, right. Yes. So while we are standing, we can say it.
Divine love is doing its perfect work here and now. Divine love harmonizes. Divine love adjusts. Divine love prospers. Divine love foresees everything and richly provides every good thing
for
for
this
this
church
church
now.
now. Divine love is now victorious, and so it is.
I hope you all realize that you are this church. So when you're saying it for this church, you're saying it for yourself as well, individually, as well as collectively. Now we can say the prayer of our center.
Joy song. Joy down in my heart, down in my heart, down in my heart. I have a joy down in my heart, down in my heart to stay. I have the peace that passeth understanding down in my heart, down in my heart, down in my heart. I have the peace that passeth understanding down in my heart to stay. I have the life and love of God within me down in my heart, down in my heart, down in my heart. I have the life and love of God within me down in my heart to stay.
Yes. No. Apologize for that. I stayed up watching that beautiful experience that some of you may have watched, which is the crowning of our new king. Okay, so let's go. We are now where we should be. Prayer of our center, please. Okay, together. The Temple of Light,
Center for Spiritual Living, is a sacred field embodying our spiritual community, from which the Christ, peace, love, and joy emanate, to touch, to heal, to bless, to prosper, and to liberate anyone who comes into contact with it in any way. The light of the Christ illumines us, our center, and our environment. our spiritual community is filled with and surrounded by the presence of God and is growing from strength to strength. The power of God expands our consciousness of truth, guiding us ceaselessly along the paths of wisdom, spiritual growth, unfoldment, and attainment. We are blessed, and to God be the honor and the glory forever. And so it is.
Thank you for that. You may be seated. Our announcements for May 7th, in case we have forgotten, today is May 7th. I want to welcome anyone who is visiting with us for the first time in the sanctuary, and anyone who is online, just make yourself known. Is there anyone who is visiting with us for the first time in the sanctuary? If so, please stand so we may acknowledge you in our own way. Oh, we'd just love to have you here this morning, and we know that you will come time and time again. This is a special moment for us as it is for you. And we behold the Christ in you. That's what the sticker says. We behold the Christ in you. Thank you for coming. The flowers this morning was done by, guess who? Faith Hessler. Thank you, Faith. Thank you. Where are you? Where are you, Faith? Not here. Okay. Faith. Thank you, Faith. For those of you who may want a reminder, you can take the flyer with you because the schedule of activities is in the flyer. And you can share it with other people, those who have been here before, not here this morning, and those who have never been here, so they can join us. It's in one of our flyers. Just a reminder, Spiritual Mind Healing Service, wow. One of our real important footnotes during the week, right? It's at 6 on a Tuesday via Zoom or on Facebook Live. And this week it's Carol Chantal, practitioner Carol Chantal. So please join. If you're on our mailing list, you'll get the link that way. If you're not on a mailing list, get on it, right? Please. Just a little footnote too. Every time you go into our YouTube channel, because it's also on YouTube, remember to click subscribe, and there's a little bell. If you click like, subscribe, and a little bell, guess what? You won't have to look for the link. It will come to you. It will come directly to you. Once you do that, you'll get reminders, right? So remember to do that. Okay, after our Sunday service today, we'll have a Village Circle community update. Come and just let's talk. Let's talk and let's listen and hear about our temple, right? Please come. If you're a congregant, please come. If you're a member, please come. We value your consciousness and we value what you have to say. Mother's Day. Wow. May 14th. Wow, it seems to come so quickly each year. So we're going to celebrate mothers with hats off to mom. So all you creatives, just go, we're all creative, go deep in and create some lovely hats and turn up and come and share your experience of, and you will be hearing about financial tips, beauty counseling, okay, product tasting, plant sales, and there'll be many giveaways. So please come. Take your moms with you if they're still around. If they're not still around, bring them in your heart and you come. And if you're a mom, come and be mommed up, okay? Please come. Now, Labor Day is May 23. And we proudly announce that it is the 18th staging of our Labor Day activity. So come and join. It's usually rich with information, rich with activities. So we're going to invite practitioner Chima Alcock to just come and share some special highlights Dr. Shima, where are you? Okay. Come along. I didn't even recognize her. Okay. You can come over here. I know you, so you can come over to my microphone. You can come over here. Come over here. Come over here. And you can take off your mask because I know you. Right? Come share.
It's back again, our annual Labor Day activity event. It will be held on May 23rd on the temple grounds from 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. 4
No.
from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. From 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. So it's an activity that we have every year. Some people come all the day. Some people come throughout the days, assigned hours. It's flexible. You can come anytime you want. So it's a day of community building and fellowship and sharing and working without the work. So it'll be a happy day of music. We'll have several stations that are assigned for presentations of different kinds. So they'll have container gardening, needlecraft, artwork, art and craft, compost. There'll also be some outdoor activities. There'll be a walkthrough of the temple grounds, showing the history of the grounds. And there'll be activities of cleanup of the temple grounds. So we'll be breaking the rubbles and the stones and just cleaning up of the temple grounds. There'll be a youth component as well that will be assigning age-appropriate activities around the environment. So we'll have that youth component. So if you wish to know more about this Labor Day activity, you can contact, there are 3 persons you can contact. It's on the flyer. So we would just like you to basically just come out in your numbers and just have this community building and fellowship and sharing. So we are also asking for anyone who can donate in any form, in cash or kind, or just anything like maybe some good music. We need some rakes and we need some cleaning agents, preferably like vinegar, which is more environmental friendly. And also, anyone who has any creative ideas, they can also contribute in any way, shape, or form. There is one creative idea. We're going to use recycling bottles to build vases to beautify your environment. So anyone who has any creative ideas would like to contribute that as well. We will be so happy to receive them. So come out in numbers again for this theme. The theme is under the theme Pleasures of Learning and the Learning and Growing and Working Together. So it will be this year's theme, okay? So please, we're asking you for your support. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Practice for one before you go. Any food? Any food?
Food, yes, and food.
Very important, food. Thank you very much. Give her an applause. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Labor Day. Labor Day without the pain, just joy, joy. Now, some of us will remember Norma Eaton, beautiful musician, who is even closer to our hearts because she is the grandmother of Dr. Jordan Eaton, one of our members. She passed into the light recently, just this week, and I want us to continue to surround the family with our love and our prayers. She is a member of the UCT family, but we're one New Thought family. So please remember her in your hearts. Prayer support. We continue. We are a church, and our main focus is the elevation of consciousness, and our unique and wonderful way of doing so continues to be affirmative prayer. So we offer this affirmative prayer through our practitioners. You can call 876-289-0907 anytime, Mondays to Fridays from 8 a.m. to midnight. And there will be a practitioner ready to pray with you, to support you in whatever you wish. Be all prayed up, right? Pastoral counseling is also available. You may call the office to make an appointment with any of our ministers. Yes. I think after the service this morning, there is a practitioner on duty, and I'm told it's Harold Campbell. You may call that same number, 876-289-0907, and should be available for 15 minutes after the service, and she's ready to pray with you. We continue to be blessed with generous people who are prospering in their unique and individual ways. We know that you are eager to share of your continuing expansion of prosperity as you continue to donate, offer tithes, and also any donations and any service of any sort, material, financial, or activities. It's also time now for our annual contributions, specific contributions to our church. Now, if you want to donate online, you can come in anytime with your cash or checks. But if you want to donate on time, it's donate.templeoflightcsl.org. donate.templeoflightcsl.org. Now, this concludes our announcements. And if I see anybody looking like it's too long or too boring, as some people say, next time I'll sing it and you'll stay away. Okay, so we're going to sing You Can Smile. It's found on a flyer and online.
You can smile when you can't say a word. You can smile though you cannot be heard. You can smile, be it cloudy or fair. You can smile anytime, anywhere. You can sing a new song on life's way. You can sing a new song as you pray. You can sing a new song from what may. You can sing a new song every day. You can know, and your faith will show how. You can know all that God would endow. You can know all your mind will allow. You can know life abundant right now. You can be more of what you desire. You can be when you really aspire. You can be when your heart is on fire. You can be at fulfillment of power.
Wow, thank you. You may be seated. I love this. You can sing it all week. Wow, can you imagine singing this every day? How you'll feel. And thank you for the rhythm. Angela, Mrs. Elliott, lovely. Makes you feel happy, happy. Well, the highlight of our service comes with the encouragement. And you know that Reverend Ann Shand, our interim, is it interim, transitional, whatever she chooses to call herself, we know her as our beloved Reverend Ann Shand. She's going to inspire you. She is just going to fill you. And you know she's going to put in some of those lovely biblical phrases. But for sure, I know you will go away feeling it was well worth being here. Let us welcome Reverend Ann Shand.
Thank you, Reverend Sona, for those encouraging words. Thank you, Angela. And welcome, welcome, welcome to all those who are joining us online and indeed our stalwarts or in sanctuary congregants. Welcome. What a beautiful morning, eh? Boy, when you have all this and you don't pay attention to it, but it's there right in your face. The beauty of this island, the beauty of this wonderful temple grounds. And just to remind you that our community stands for a vision, which is a lighthouse of collective consciousness, revealing love, joy, peace, and prosperity to all. Friends, we are already in the 5th month, eh? Wow. A month that celebrates children, teachers, and mothers. We're having something for mothers next week. You can ask Jennifer or Denise Williams. They'll give you some more details. But we want to celebrate that nurturing, facilitating spirit that is within each one of us. Yes, as I said, we celebrate children, mothers, and teachers during this month, that nurturing, facilitating spirit, and in the innocence or openness of the child within us all to infinite possibilities. Dr. Ernest Holmes, the conceptualizer of our teaching, The Science of Mind and Spirit, in his book of daily readings, his theme for May is joy. And he states, I know that I, God's perfect child, cannot contain grief, sadness, and inharmony. I know that in my true self, I am joy. For I am God-life. My life is buoyant, vivacious, sparkling. It contains all good. It is unity, perfection, love. And so I know that nothing can make me, the real me, sad or dejected and heavy-hearted. The way is made clear before me. It is filled with joy and harmony, end of quote. The way is made clear before me. In the face of sadness, dejection, and heavy-heartedness, grief, and inharmony, how do I stay on the path? A question we ask ourselves sometimes. Previously, as I reminded you of our vision that we are a lighthouse of collective consciousness revealing love, joy, peace, and prosperity to all, how do I live this? How do I remain authentic to my real self, that vibrant, sparkling, free expression of God life? How do I, as a mother to myself and others, a teacher to myself and others, remain innocent and open as a child in the face of all the discomfort of the above-named states or conditions that I would picture at some time or the other in our lives? Friends, this is a time to nurture that God life within us and allow the quiet joy of oneness with Spirit take us through, around, and about the seeming opposites in our life and affairs. So my sharing this morning is about nurturing our spiritual beings. Our declaration of principles can assist us. Over the past few months, we have been sharing these principles that are at the foundation of our teaching. We are now at Declaration 9, 10, and 11. Declaration 9 states, we believe that the universal spirit, which is God, operates through a universal mind, which is the law of God, and that we are surrounded by this creative mind which receives the direct impress of our thought and acts upon it. 10, we believe in the healing of the sick through the power of this mind. 11, we believe in the control of conditions through the power of this mind. Now, 9, Declaration 9, as Dr. Holmes reminds us, is the practical use of spiritual power. We are spirit, mind, and body. Our spirits are the active, conscious aspect of our God life. Mind is the passive, receptive part of us. The law, which is how God works in our lives and affairs, to project as the form or body of our physical affairs. The direct impress of our thoughts are acted upon by this creative law. The law demonstrates the thought which is experienced in our beingness. It is scientific and it is provable. It is not hocus pocus. It's something that you can stake your life on. So we can readily conclude that we do believe in the power of the creative mind to heal and control conditions. So when the Judeo-Christian Bible states in Matthew 12, verse 36, and I quote, "Every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account of," end of quote. Note the significance of that. Our thoughts under the law of mind will project itself in our physical affairs, so we are giving account of them, as our dominant thought pattern manifests as the experience. Note the word idle. So even the dominant thought patterns we are not paying attention to, we will give account for those too at some time or the other. Therefore, by our faith, what we believe in will manifest in our experience. Hence, we should contemplate the power of this mind in us, in its healing of the appearances of perfection in the body of our affairs and our physical experiences as well. So in the face of grief, sadness, dejection, heavy-heartedness, and inharmony, how does the nurturing of my spirit assist me? A congregant asked, how do we practically use these principles in the face of the discouraging appearances? Another set of voices mirror the opinion of the late R.A. Torrey, noted fundamentalist theologian. He said, "The truth is, men hope by denying God's existence is to shield themselves from the discomfort of his acknowledged presence." End of quote. Simply, I have tried every method of mental and spiritual practices, and either nothing works or it is taking too long, much the same. One of the Christ's miracles will assist us. Mark 9, starting at verse 14. I will summarize and bring out the significant metaphysical lessons. After Jesus the Christ came from his 40-day mountaintop experience, it's called the Transfiguration. When he came to the base of the mountains, he saw that a great multitude surrounded the disciples, and the scribes were questioning them. When the people saw Jesus the way shower, they surrounded him and saluted him. He asked the scribes, "Why are you questioning the disciples?" One of the multitude answered, "I brought my son who had the condition of epilepsy. I asked your disciples to heal him, and they could not." Jesus responded, "O faithless generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him to me." They brought the child to him, and at that time he had another convulsive episode. Jesus the Christ asked, "How long has he had this?" And the father answered, "From childhood. But if you can do anything, have pity on us and help us." And Jesus said to the father, "If you can, all things are possible to him who believes." The father answered, "I believe. help my unbelief. Jesus the Christ healed the boy. Later on, the disciples asked Jesus the way shore, why could we not heal the boy? They had healed persons in the past. Jesus responded that the kind of faith that was needed came with prayer and fasting. The metaphysical interpretation behind, firstly, the epileptic seizures. Hereford's metaphysical interpretation of the Bible states, and I quote, the boy's confusion and inability to express his true nature is a depiction of his confused state of mind. The inner struggles between not knowing what to believe, the shift from material to spiritual aspects of being and vice versa. Hence, the bewilderment, the throwing down on the ground, and all things that go with the condition called epilepsy. And you can see that the father was really feeling the discomfort of his son being like that. And he said, help me, but I believe, but help me through this period of unbelief. And Jesus said to him, if you can, all things are possible to him who believes. The point is that we are capable of doing all things provided we have the necessary complete and undivided belief. The conviction must be completely a part of us. It must be so complete that nothing can fragment our faith. We must be so certain that the excuse of God's will, or there's nothing to evidence the presence of God in and around us, it must not enter our minds. Here, Phil further noted that we must believe in our union with Spirit because it is the wholeness of our being, the I am. We must resist the temptation to separate the latter from the physical expression of ourselves. So Dr. Home, in his book, The Living the Science of Mind, reminds us that there's a spiritual prototype of perfection at the center of everything. There's a divine pattern at the center of every organ of the physical body. Our body is some part of the body of God. It is a manifestation of the Supreme Spirit. So when in thought, in contemplation, in imagination, in inward feeling, we consciously return to the source of our being. The divine pattern which already exists springs forth into the newness of manifestation. When we clear the consciousness, that is the whole mental life, of discord, we are automatically healed, end of quote. So therefore, our prayers or affirmations must lead us to the complete immersion in the source of our being. And to maintain that state, we must fast from any belief pattern that is aligned with our separation from our true sense of being, the oneness with the Supreme Spirit. Yes, it is a process. And here there is a willingness in that Father to take that step of undivided belief. Yes, I believe. Help thou my unbelief. This is a plea for understanding our human frailties. But in that jump from limping doubt to leaping faith, he reached out for assistance to step into a higher awareness of spirit and the absolute certainty and conviction that the law must demonstrate. The law is God in action in, through, and as us. So the innocence in wanting to change from confusion and unbelief into that complete mental state, free from the burdens and clutter of negativity, into a state that is filled with clarity, the understanding of his oneness with the absolute power and presence. Then the revealing of the perfected, healed state of being must happen. That Father, like so many of us, removed his focus from the seeming appearance, the let down by the disciples, the multitudes of limited thinking, that's what it means, and paid attention to the truth of his being. The perfection and wholeness which is natural to us all. If you cut your finger, you don't have to tell the finger to heal. It heals by itself. Even if you put on the Band-Aid, it still heals by itself. So we have that natural healing virtue. And once you remove your attention from the seeming discord, the negativity, the body automatically reverts to its normal, natural state of wholeness and perfection. So friends, we must inculcate a new way of thinking. We must saturate all aspects of our being. We must shed the old paradigms and start in the newness of our complete transformation into a mind steadfast in living a principled life. Jesus, the way Yeshua said it, it was possible through prayer. Now take up one of your hands. Put it up. Start with the thumb. God is life.
God is life.
Second finger, I am one with life.
I am one with life.
Third finger, this life unfolds through me as perfect health.
This life unfolds through me as perfect health.
Fourth finger, I release this to the law.
I release this to the law.
Fifth finger, I give thanks, and so it is.
I give thanks, and so it is.
So every time you need to pray, just look at your hand. It's a 5-step spiritual affirmative prayer. So it's easy. So let's go back to the fasting part now. It means allowing nothing to remain in mind that is opposite to your desired good. No fighting with it. Whatever it is, you just insert the right thought. The thought of wholeness if you're working with health. Prosperity if you have evidence of lack. Love if it is the heavy-heartedness. Harmony in the face of discord. Wisdom in the face of inadequacy. So as we utilize the tools of fasting and prayer, we must keep our faith inviolate. It cannot be moved. We can nurture our spiritual beings by raising our inner vibrations consciously. That vibration will attract all that is necessary for us to experience life more abundant. We have to take responsibility for our internal struggles and our confusion and make the effort to change by prayer and fasting. When we take responsibility, it implies freedom and empowerment. Fear and doubt in applying principle is not the shield we can hide behind. Once we become consciously aware of our thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and attitudes, and actively now court that which allows us to create and demonstrate our desired life, unfolding as that which it is, beautiful and majestic, that which serves us and our world of affairs. One way of maintaining the above responsibility is to open our minds through gratitude. Gratitude connects us to that feeling of good and more good. It aligns us to that which we desire. We appreciate, which means raising value, the good we are experiencing now and that which we want to multiply in our affairs. It opens us to increase as we deepen our awareness of good. It is easier to share and support our fellow travelers as we embody this deep feeling of gratitude and thanksgiving. In all things, give thanks. The law is, the more we value and appreciate, the more there is to value and appreciate. So once we live in gratitude, trust is now a part of the magic of demonstration. Our eyes, the inner and the outer, are now attuned by thanksgiving. Therefore, we trust the Lord of our life, to fulfill the desires of our heart. We are not perturbed in any way by anything. We remain steadfast in faith and trust. With practice, our confidence and expectancy quotient rises, and we use our power to create our world of affairs with ease and effortlessness. We open our hearts to the universe and let the gifts of life flow easily. The doors to new opportunities are always open, and even if they're closed, no fuss. There is this seamless movement of grace that unfolds in our lives and those who come into contact with us. The question of expansiveness enters our awareness, and there's an idea of worship that now fits in. Our oneness with life projects a reverence for the lives of others as we understand that no matter how life shows up, they too are expressions of the Supreme Spirit. We relinquish the trappings of the ego for the awe and majesty of spontaneous right action. See the believer around here? Spontaneous right action in every matter that concerns us. Stability is now natural to us. We suspend judgment over any matter that lowers our energy or vibrations, separating us from love, truth, and joy. The joy of living simply bubbles through us. Even our own private communion and meditations with God is actively sought as a period when the close unity with the indwelling presence is filled with the vibes that restore and regenerate and fill us with the revelations of truth. And it leads us to love and acceptance of self. There is a tendency to lessen our judgment of others. Forgiveness is natural because what? We're giving up what does not satisfy for what fulfills our goal of nurturing and raising our conscious awareness of the presence of God. We see through the masks and facades of appearances to that which is ennobling and ushers us into that sense of contentment and satisfaction. There's no fear for potential shadows because we are the light of our worlds, the light of love. In the nurturing of our spirits, we have to learn to meditate. It is a must. This spiritual practice allows the clarification to take place from a deep awareness of the unbounded within us. Calmness and balance are natural perspectives that color our engagement with ourselves and others. It creates the gateway that projects as a deepening of our consciousness of the pure, unbounded aspect of our beingness. And those long words mean the infinite potential that is within us. When you meditate, you allow the bubble of inspiration to move upwards and into the superficial layer, the physical experience. Truth, peace, love, alignment are now our default positions. Friends, we have to learn to honor emotions and listen to the cues with maturity and make the necessary changes. We are confident of who we are. We are comfortable in our expressions of life. We love and we know we are loved by an unconditional, absolute presence. And this uplevels our sense of worth. It dissolves separation and let life in. We have fun doing this. And this just lets in the infinite love of God in our lives in all its glory. When you have fun just demonstrating life, and if it's givingness, the sparkling part of us, everything falls into place easily. That's what spontaneous right action means, Everything falls into place easily, effortlessly, and joyously. And with that, there's a sense of inner security that allows us to navigate our lives without doubt and fear. But friends, it takes what? Practice, practice, practice. So even when there is discomfort, just look at your fingers. It is time for prayer. And we fast from what really does not concern us. Shadows of discomfort are treated with maturity. It is time to go within to the sanctuary of our hearts and commit to our lives unfolding into the beautiful masterpieces they are. Friends, it behoves us to consciously and responsibly chart our way forward. With gratitude as fuel, we trust the Lord to perfect our way as we nurture our spiritual beings. We meditate, we live in clarity and understanding of who we are, and we treat others with respect and forgiveness. Our lives flow into that river of love with fun, happiness, and success filling our experiences. Our lives are evidence of God's presence. So when Mr. Tory, people tell you, so there is no God, it's because they don't recognize that their presence is the presence of God. So Dr. Ernest Holmes states it so succinctly, and to remind ourselves, the answer to our need lies not in God's willingness, but in our will to accept, in our ability through faith to recognize the divine presence as the great reality of life. The power of God within us is like a sleeping giant, which must be awakened, that it springs into action, end of quote. So it's not about God's willingness, it's what we do with our ability, our spiritual power, that makes the difference. So now begins the practice. We're going to put up the hand again, stick out the thumb. God is joy.
It is joy.
I am one with God.
I am one with God.
Third finger, the joy of the Lord is my strength.
Joy of the Lord is my strength.
I release my word to law for fulfillment. Fourth finger.
I release my word to law.
And then with the little finger, give thanks.
I
And
give
so it is.
So it is.
Namaste.
Namaste.
I told you so. I told you so. I wouldn't even begin to summarize. That is concentrated food for the soul. Take it home, ingest it slowly and thoughtfully, and guess what? Make it become flesh within your life and your affairs. But I want you to remember, fasting, right, from thoughts that contradict the true nature of reality. That is the God presence. So any good thing you would ever aspire to, it already exists deep within you. And guess what? Look how easily you learn affirmative prayer. For those of you who say, I can't pray like X or like Y or Z. You just learn to pray, right? Keep it simple and you pray. Prayer and fasting, right? That's the essence. That's just the tip of the iceberg of what you heard this morning. So go and practice it, and let us applaud Reverend Anne again for all of that soul food. Well, Reverend Anne, what is the story about the musical item?
I think the birthday blessing
Oh, it's first. Guess what? It's first Sunday.
Yes, so all the May people stand up. Stand up and let us celebrate. Aye.
The one over
Yes,
there.
Miss Carol. Charlton, anybody else? Yes, I seen over your corner, so I know you are there. Okay, anybody else? Okay, fine. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear loved ones. Happy birthday to you. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you now. Happy birthday to you. Oh, all those who are enjoying this wonderful month as a birthday month, we celebrate with you that God life that is within you. That God life that is even now pouring forth its love, its joy, its peace, and its prosperity. I know for each person who has a birthday this month, in sanctuary and online, I know that the goodness, the loving kindness, which is indeed the presence of spirit, it fulfills and projects itself as that which is good, perfect, and extraordinary in this month. as you celebrate the richness of that God life. I know that wherever you find yourself, that supreme presence ensures that there is safety, security, there is clarity, there is understanding, as the grace of God covers each and every one. I know as this grace continues to bless each and every person now, I know that perfect health is natural. Wholeness is the divine heritage that comes forth now and allows itself to project through every cell, every tissue, organ, and function that allows the perfect blueprint of perfection and wholeness to stand forth. And I know that the prosperity, which is the love and the gifts of the universe, just pour through each and every one. And we celebrate with you the lights that you are, the loves that you are. And indeed, we know that all is well in your world of affairs. This is the truth. I know that it is so, and so
it is.
To you. Yes, Reverend Sona is saying, Hanif couldn't be with us this morning, but he told us that his joy song was, "This is my Father's word." So I said, okay, our congregation, which is a new choir, will sing the first and the third verse. Angela, take it away. It is in your program.
This is my Father's world, and to my listening ears, all nature sings and round me rings the music of the spheres. This is my Father's world, I rest me in the thought of rocks and trees, of skies and seas, His hand the wonders wrought. This is my Father's world, oh let me ne'er forget, that though the wrong seems oft so strong, God is the ruler yet. This is my Father's world, why should my heart be low? His nature fair each one may share, and His glories know.
Clap yourself. Come on. Okay, what's up, pop your clock? Come on. And we'll now go straight into the prayer of Jamaica, which is found on a flyer in the program and on screen. Ready? The radiant light of God's love is now flowing through us and from us to everything and everyone it touches. The eternal light of God's love now completely fills, covers, and surrounds our island Jamaica. The glowing intensity of the light of God's love now interpenetrates and awakens within the hearts and minds of our countrymen and women the truths of life which set free. The light of God's love is growing and glowing in intensity in the hearts and minds of mankind everywhere. Love, health, harmony, goodwill, peace, uprightness, integrity, joy, prosperity, kindness, and our oneness under God are now established. And so it is. And since we're all standing, our second hymn is Let's Be. It's on a flyer as well.
Let's be what we're made to be. Isn't this our destiny? Let's get started now today, upward on our way. Let's be what
sons of God are we unlimited. So let us bless our love offering. The blessing is on the envelope and it's on the screen. Together, lovingly I give, joyfully I receive. Be thou fruitful, increase, and multiply. Bless, prosper, and enrich everyone whom you touch, and replenish all of my financial affairs. So be it. Thank you, Father,
and
So it is.
Wow, just join me in this closing affirmative prayer. As yes, we acknowledge that power, that presence in our midst, and know that each one of us has expressions of its light and love and joy. We celebrate that we are sons and daughters of the Most High. Unlimited are we. So therefore this week, we practice. We know and affirm the truth of prosperity, the truth of wholeness, the truth of love in every single matter that concerns us. And as we let go and let that law do its perfect work in through us, indeed we share the goodness and indeed the sweetness that is indeed the spirit of love within each one of us. As we go from this place, we just let that presence of love make our ways safe, secure, and easy. And I know that in our hearts, as we just simply allow that prayer of love and support to go out to touch the Eaton family and UFBL, I know that that presence of love surrounds each and every one of us. Because I know in our lives, there are others who will come into our space, and that life of love will indeed encircle our island Jamaica and indeed the very cosmos. I give thanks for the love that we are as I release this word to law and know that it is so. And so
it is.
Oh, we'll do peace. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our power, family all are we. Yes, we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Yes, this is the moment now. With every step I take, yes, this is my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, friends, remember we have our village circle right after church. And during that period, if you want a shot in the arm of affirmative prayer, you can call that number. You will get Carol Campbell. And on Tuesday evening at 6, join our articulate Carol Charlton with a message to uplift and enlighten to take you through the week. There are so many things happening in our beloved temple. We have Mother's Day, we have Labor Day, we have all kind of things happening. This is our immersion, friends, to just celebrate what it means to be a community. So as unlimited sons and daughters of the Most High, just practice, practice, practice. So friends, thank you for joining us today. And remember, next week, same place, same time, when we celebrate mothers with a wonderful program for you. Have a blessed week. Thank you.